Hey world, welcome to my universe. If I do say so myself, this week has been a pretty awesome week in Dan Brown's universe. First of all, the Yuva has gotten off to a friggin' fantastical start. Diavloggers, Electronic Tricycle, and Vlogadelic have all reached their goal of 1,000 subscribers, or at least my goal for them. But it's awesome either way. They've got ribbons on their channels for being the 9th, 10th, and 11th most subscribed channels this week. And so, I mean, seriously, I'm really happy for them. So to the first 3 triads of the Yuva, let me speak directly to you for just a minute. You now have your seed community of 1,000 or so people who are really excited about your channel's potential. You're at a point where it's pretty safe to call you up-and-coming YouTubers, so let me give you a little bit of advice that I give to all up-and-coming YouTubers who talk to me. Never, ever, ever worry about the numbers. Sometimes your videos are only going to get a couple hundred views. Sometimes your videos are going to get tens of thousands of views, but that's not what's important. I mean, yes, of course, the ultimate goal is to become popular YouTubers, but you don't have to be gimmicky to get to that point. I mean, sure, gimmicks can work in the short term. I mean, if you look at YouTube's most viewed videos for today, you'll probably see a few Harry Potter makes out with Miley Cyrus or something stupid like that. But the real potential of social media and the real untapped potential of YouTube, as I see it, isn't in the art of gimmickry. It's in the art of community building. Focus on the community you already have. Focus on entertaining them, and more importantly, focus on engaging them, and the views, subscribers thing, that'll take care of itself. Vlogadelic, Diavloggers, Electronic Tricycle, they say if you love something to set it free, and I love the Yuva, so I am setting you free. No longer are you accountable to me. Just do whatever you want. Just make sure you each create 3 new triads at some point in the not too distant future, and from there, use your imagination, be creative, do things that have never been done on YouTube before. And to the Pogo tribe at large, if you haven't subscribed to any of the Yuva channels yet, no pressure, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I highly recommend it. Seriously though, their videos are good. You're not going to regret subscribing to them, and if you want to be in a Yuva channel some point in the future, they're the ones that are in charge of that, so make sure you're subscribed to them.
In other news,
on Monday, I announced the first ever Dan on an Octopus with a Badass Ray Gun Photoshop competition. We have gotten some awesome submissions, and on Monday I told you I was going to be announcing the winners today, but I'm going to go back on that. I am extending the deadline by 2 weeks, so 2 Fridays from now I will announce the winners. And in addition to extending the deadline, I am also opening the competition up to people who would like to draw me on an octopus with a badass ray gun. Now, because I know so many of you are so eagerly anticipating the results, I'm going to make it up to you by doing commentary on 3 of the entries. Okay, here we go. Tragic Dreamer 1 submitted this, and overall I'd say it's a pretty stellar example of what I was looking for. It's got me on an octopus with a badass ray gun that just so happens to look kind of like a cross between a ray gun and the Hubble Space Telescope. But anyway, it's got pirate babes taking over the world, me battling them. Totally freaking cool. My one problem with this is that I appear to be ray gunning the country Burkina Faso. Now, why would I ray gun Burkina Faso? The capital of Burkina Faso is Ouagadougou. That's such a cool name. I would never ray gun that. So minus 10 points, but otherwise totally awesome. Next, we have a submission from Jimmy D12345. Here it is, and at a first glance, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I'd say mediocre, because there's one huge glaring error that stands out to me right from the get-go, and that's the fact that I'm not the one holding the badass ray gun. My octopus is the one holding the badass ray gun, and the ray gun isn't even all that badass. I mean, it's kind of badass, but not all that badass. I do appreciate the fact that you include the flying spaghetti monster, and I also appreciate the fact that you recognize the magical alternative dimensional powers of my Crocs, because those do exist. Finally, from Who the Hell is Tom, we have this masterpiece, and let me just tell you, I love this. You've got the Crab Nebula in the background, the moon way up there, explosions taking up the horizon. I mean, it's like the apocalypse with me and my badass ray gun. I've got a cape, there are sharks jumping. You even included a subtle little Rubik's Cube with the octopus. So, yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Keep doing what you do. Yeah. So there you go, 3 that I felt like commentating on. If you want to participate in the Dan on an Octopus with a Badass Ray Gun picture competition, go ahead and watch this Monday's video and post a video response to it. Next Friday, I will commentate on 3 more, and the Friday after that, I will announce the winners. And that just about does it for me. Until next time, I am Dan Brown, PDB AZ. If you like what you just saw, if Dan put you in a state of awe, subscribe to him and click the orange button. It really means something. If you do that, that'd be really cool.